Everything I do in this industry, I try and do a little different, as you can see from me sitting on a giant lip couch. I want everything to have a story. So when I was growing up, I had really big lips. I'd get teased all the time having the Dairy Queen lips from those commercials. And then I was just like, oh, it'd be funny. Well, I mean, my photographer found this lip couch. He's like, you want to use it? And I was like, sure. Because I get teased all the time. So now there's a bit of a story with the lip couch. And big lips are in now, so all those people can fuck off anyways. But that's neither here nor there. But my story starts in high school. One day, last year of high school, I got called down to the principal's office. Principal told me to come into her office. She closed the door. She sat me down. She looked me right in the eye. She said, Matt, high school is not meant for people like you. And for that reason, you no longer go to this high school. And, as a 16-year-old kid, first thing I thought was like, oh my God, I don't have to go to school tomorrow. This is awesome. And then the second thing was like, my mom is going to fucking kill me. And I left that day with two things that happened. I just felt like there's just so much pent up like rage in me. And I felt like that every time I hit adversity, I wouldn't be able to get through it because it just wasn't meant for people like me. And I forget what the other thing was, but I'm trying to get through this. So, this thing's, okay. So, for years and years, I went on and I couldn't get anything going with my life. Nothing was working. I was a touring musician. And every time, like I said, that adversity would happen, I just would be like, oh, it's not meant for me, whatever. I had a chip on my shoulder as well. I thought I'd get into real estate. I got into real estate for the same reason everyone here got into real estate, for my love of architecture. So I got in, and honestly, when I got into real estate, I think a lot of us think like this. Like, I'm 9 years in now, and I was thinking I'd be in a villa in Spain, vacationing in the south of France by now. I did not think I'd be living in Bowmanville and at the Ajax Convention Center. But, some things take a little longer. But I got into real estate, and what I really got in for was I thought I had a good personality. That's what I was really banking on. I wasn't like super smart. I didn't look like Chris Hemsworth. I was just like, I'm banking on my personality. Ironically, as soon as I got into the industry, I lost all my personality. I became this like shelled up version of myself. And it made for, really hard couple of years. I remember my first time door knocking, which after listening to Marianne, I don't know if this story's gonna hit as well because she's doing like Ironmans and shit. I went to the gym a month ago. I still can't feel my arms, but my first time door knocking, I went into the office. I started on a team, and I was like, how do you be successful in this business? And some lady who I never knew was like, you got to door knock. I was like, okay. I wasn't even asking you, but all right. And I was like, okay, cool. And then some other person came in who I also didn't know. They're like, well, it's not going to be like all rainbows and butterflies. No one wants you at their door. So you have to be prepared for that. And I was like, okay, again, don't know who you are. I was asking my team leader, but that's cool. Anyways, I decided, I was like, okay, I'm going to door knock. That's what I'm going to be known for. It's going to be my lead gen strategy. I didn't know anything about it, so I was like, I'm just going to start. I still lived at home with my parents. I was like, I'll start on my street. Like, no one's going to be mean to, I grew up there. No one's going to be mean to me on my street. So I remember getting ready. This was one of the outfits I chose. It's all from Winners. The Winners is actually, that I bought it from, is behind my left shoulder. You can actually see it in the photo. I didn't stray too far. Those are Calvin Klein jeans too. Hard to find these days. So I remember getting ready, and I was like, okay, I'm going to door knock about 60 homes today. And in my mind, I was like, 60 homes, I'm going to get like 47 listings. This is easy. So I walked outside, and I knocked on the first door. It was a Sunday. No one was home. I was like, all right. So knock on the second door. No one's home again. I was like, this is a little redundant, to be honest. But knock on the third door. I hear somebody. There's an immediate pit in my stomach because at that moment I realized I don't know what to say. They just told me to door knock. They didn't tell me what to do once I got to the door. So out comes this lady who I'd never seen before in my life. I don't know, she lives fucking 3 doors down from me. She sees this asshole. So right away, we're not connecting, and I literally froze. I was just like, hi, there's homes? And she looked at me and she goes, what are you talking about? And I started getting a little angry. I was like, there's homes, and I'll sell your home high. And this was my first encounter ever with a stranger in this industry. She looked at me 3 doors down from where I've lived my entire life, looked at me head to toe and said, get the fuck off my property. I said, no doubt. Remember, the greatest compliment's a referral. See you later. And for years after that, door knocking was supposed to be my main source of lead gen, and I would pray every time I went out that no one was on the other side, which is a bad mentality to have when that's your main lead gen source. So that was pretty much my life for the next couple of years. I couldn't get anything going, and I was on like all these great teams and with all these great people, and everyone else around me seemed to be like doing awesome, and I couldn't catch my stride. So I was eventually thinking about getting out of the industry. And for whatever reason, I thought about my high school principal when I was thinking about getting out of the industry. Because I felt like if I quit this one, then they all win. Everyone who told me, I mean, she was not the first one in school to tell me that. I got told all the time, like, you're not going to amount to anything, all this bullshit. So I was like, no, I can't let them win because I'm very, very competitive. And if I quit, they win, and I couldn't have that. So I was like, all right, I'm going to give myself a couple more months to try and figure this out. I was trying to figure out, like, okay, well, what can I do to be different? I knew I wanted to be on social media. I just didn't know what kind of content I wanted to make. How could this actually get me business? How could people want to watch my content? So I remember the next couple of weeks, I was just like thinking, like, well, what kind of content can I make? Like, what sells? And I thought, well, sex sells. Then I looked in the mirror. I said, not for you, it doesn't. Then I thought, well, like I could do like motivational content, like grind, like that shit. And I just kept telling myself, like, I'm asking myself the wrong questions again. I'm asking, what can I be, not what am I? I had these kind of like comedy style videos from the moment I got into the industry, but the very first like mentor I had told me I wasn't allowed to do it because no one would take me serious. I was already too young, and I shouldn't hinder myself more with like making a joke out of it. So I just swept it under the rug until that day. I've been pressing this for, I've been pressing this for like good 3 minutes and nothing was happening. So I kept kind of, I forget what I was going to say, but I did these comedy style videos, and this was kind of the first one that really took off for me. I thought it was really stupid. I almost didn't post it. And then I decided to post because I had nothing to post that week, and it cost me $300 for, at the time, it was a lot of money for me. And this is the video. Not sure if there's sound with it.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
All right, let's get this tour started.
Sure. Has anyone ever told you look like Freddie Mercury?
No. Check out this incredible open concept.
Wow, this is nice. Are these hardwood floors?
Hold on, let me check.
If you don't know, it's...
Yeah, they're hardwood.
Okay. And how many bedrooms does it have?
3 bedrooms.
Okay, you really remind me of Freddie Mercury.
That's funny. I've only ever gotten Chris Hemsworth and Jason Momoa.
Right. Okay, listen, what if I want to put in an...
I'm so sorry. I've got to go.
Why?
My mama. She's killed the man. Thank you. So, did that video, and things kind of took off. I actually credit that video for changing the entire course of my career, which is wild, and I almost didn't post it. Like I said, it cost $300. $150 of those dollars was my outfit. those studded belts, I don't know what was going on that week, but there's like a My Chemical Romance concert in town, but that was like $100 just for that studded belt. Still have it too, still wear it sometimes, just in case anyone's wondering. Yeah, so I did that, and why it changed everything was for two reasons. Well, the first reason was this. One day I got up the next morning from posting it, and Ryan Serhant, he was one of the big reasons I got into the industry. He commented on it, loved this. After that, his team did like a whole article on it. It was like a cool thing. And I was like, oh my God, if I could get the attention of one of the most influential people in our industry, there's nothing I can't do. So it just gave me so much confidence to just like keep pushing forward and doing these things, even though I was getting a lot of pushback. I was being told like daily that I'm ruining the industry and all that bullshit, and I'm giving like realtors a really bad reputation. I was like, hey guys, not sure if you know, but we don't have great reputations to begin with. Just so you know. But that was the first thing. So I was like, that's amazing. And then as the months went on, I wasn't really getting much business yet, but it was like, I was getting followers, and nothing was really sticking before, so the followers was enough for me. And then probably like 8-9 months down the road, this video actually got me about 5 or 6 million, I think it was 5 or 6 million in closings, all in the same month. And one of the clients I had were like these really high-powered lawyers, which I always think is so funny that they saw some maniac dressed up as Freddie Mercury, and they're like, that's our guy. So then all of a sudden I was going from like, didn't really have much to closing, making over $100,000 in a month. And I thought I was rich. Like I was like, I don't think I have to work anymore. I think I did it. And then I just like went on this, I bought like 5 custom suits. I bought some cars, but not like nice cars. I leased 2 Subarus for my wife and I. So yeah, I really, and then the money dwindled away, and I was like, oh God, I got to keep doing this. And so it kept going. So I did that for years and years and years, and I was just building a brand off being the kind of funny guy, and it was good. And eventually last year, I was like, okay, I need to make some type of pivot to, I don't want to go stale. I want to pivot and do something fresh and new and something that no one's expecting from me. I wanted to get into a higher price point because I, probably like most people, want to sell less houses for more money because or maybe not. Oh, there's me with Serhant. He asked me to come promote his book last year. So we were down there doing that. There's a picture of me on the couch again. And I think this is the video that kind of was my pivot. Or it's just,
Hi.
Oh yeah, here we go.
My name is 47 Bennington Heights Drive, but you can call me Benny. And this is my family. Michael, Sarah, and Claire. You see, we've been a family for years, and we've been through it all together. From our first dinner, to our first movie night, first night home from the hospital, first birthday, first game of tag, first snow day, first day of kindergarten, first day of high school, first rough day, first exam, first fight, first apology, first driving lesson, first prom. There's been a lot of firsts, but I never thought about any of the lasts. When Claire got into college, I was so proud. She had worked hard all of these years, and I knew she was destined for amazing things. But with Claire gone, the rest of my family needs to start their next chapter as well. They would have loved for me to come, but I need to stay here. I will always cherish our memories we made together, and it was my honor to protect and comfort them all of these years. I can't wait to meet my new family. I promise I will give you all of my love. You'll feel it as soon as you walk through the door. So, come say hi. 47 Bennington Heights Drive. But you can call me Benny.
So that's Benny. that was my kind of introduction into the luxury market. I knew I needed to do something kind of more grand. I couldn't walk around like Freddie Mercury anymore. And also what I wanted to do is I wanted to do something that I could scale, that I know I didn't always have to be there for the brand. I wanted to separate myself from that and be the creative behind the lens, so I could scale it in a way that I don't always have to be there. And, thankfully, because of that video, we've been able to leverage so many more luxury listings. And I personally no longer actually have to sell real estate. I've built a network team of about 500 or 600 agents, and I manage them. We've just started a production company, I'm a keynote speaker, and I coach for Ryan Serhant. So I sell real estate because I want to sell real estate at this point, and it's a great position to be in when you're going on appointments and stuff like that. But a little bit about Benny. We're up against a team that pretty much farms that entire area. They not only sell every listing, they usually double end them. We knew we needed to do something super, super different and out there. Our normal listing presentation probably wasn't going to work because they just had all the accolades in that neighborhood. So we threw our listing appointment away, and I went in with a storyboard and a script. The client was a marketing executive, a high-up marketing executive, and we thought, okay, this might be our only chance. She could appreciate this. So I went in pretty much, and it's pretty crazy that they even let us do it, because on paper, it's just a talking house, which is like kind of crazy. But she saw the vision. She went with us. We listed it. We sold it in 4 days in multiple offers. It got $600,000 over the last comp from the week prior. And the person who bought it actually wrote our clients a love letter. And it said, we want to make the same memories that the family in the video made, and even referred to the home as Benny. And now that home is widely known as Benny, which is pretty cool. So I like that story a lot, because that was the first time that I realized, okay, like stories really can sell. And now we're seeing such incredible results. Like I said, we've been able to leverage this into a lot more luxury listings, and we're doing these kind of higher cinematic quality videos for them. And the results that they're getting is really amazing. The views, and they're all organic views, and they're just getting so many eyeballs for our client, and they're also getting eyeballs for us. On top of all that other stuff with like the clients and stuff, we're getting a ton of agent-to-agent referral. In January, I think we went on appointments for about 9 or 10 million in just agent-to-agent referral, which is really, really cool, because we've situated ourselves now as people in the US. They're seeing these. We have a reach. So a lot of them, I'm like the only person they know here. So I'm getting a lot of US agents referring me business, which is amazing. I'll take that all day long, because they're ready to go. So yeah, it's been a bit of a journey. I'm going to try and wrap it up here. What I'll leave you with is, a lot of people will come up to me after these things and be like, Matt, like this is all easy for you. Like, you're a natural. You probably did this before real estate. I did none of that. And there's actually nothing special about me at all. The thing that I do, I think, better than a lot of people is, when I have an idea, I immediately execute it. And I think I'm just faster than a lot of people. I was doing the funny content for a really, really long time. I wasn't the first to do it or anything, but I was just I did it when it was kind of not as popular, and I did it consistently. So I think my superpower, more than anything, is just consistency and doing it fast. And anyone can do that if they want to, but you have to find the thing that makes you want to do it. If you're not passionate about it, there's my alarm. Got to take my pills. No, I'm joking. You gotta want to do it, and be passionate about it, because it's easy to be consistent when you're passionate. And when you're consistent, we all know that's where the results are. And when you're passionate about it, that's when you have fun while being consistent, because you're never going to be, at least I couldn't be consistent at something that I absolutely hated every day. There's going to be parts of this business that we don't like, that's for sure, but the goal is to have a healthy split of do 20% that you don't like to do the 80 that you do like. So or 90 or whatever the fuck your percentage is. I made that up. But yeah, so do that, and I'll leave you with this. Guys, I tried to cram 45 minutes into 20. Do you know how I was thinking this morning? I was like, how am I going to fucking, and now now I'm going way over just because I'm trying to explain to you how impressed I am, because I'm like a squirrel, and I get anything that happens, I'll start talking about something else for 15 minutes. So when you have a great idea, everyone tells you not to do it. If you believe in it strong enough, fuck them. Thank you very much. I'm Matt Lionetti.